Does a composer need to feel the same emotion that's in the music that they're writing for a film? Hi, welcome to Film Music Mentor. Today's topic, does a composer have to feel the way he feels or she feels when they're writing their composition for a film? It's a really interesting question. It goes back a long time, and not just for film music, but for every music. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit that like button. Some of you may have realized I'm not in my normal studio. I'm at my home studio, which is a little bit of a miniature replica. So back to the idea of, does a composer have to feel the way he writes? When you hear one of your favorite songs, whether it's a happy or sad song, you don't really know how the songwriter or how the composer felt. My guess is that it's mixed. But I do want to say, in terms of me writing for films, almost never do I feel the way the characters feel. I write through them. I write on their behalf. I compose music through their situation, through their eyes, ears, and hopefully souls. But there was one exception. I scored a film back in 2011 called Video Girl, and that starred Meagan Good. It was also produced by her, with Ruby Dee, who was certainly a cinema icon, and along with her late husband, Ossie Davis, major civil rights activists. So I feel it's kind of special to have done one of her last movies and to have done it at all. Video Girl is a story about an injured ballet dancer who is kind of feeling sorry for herself and feeling very unfulfilled. And a friend of hers gets her involved in dancing for rap videos where she becomes the it girl, and her morality gets very ambiguous, and she goes through some drug issues, and she learns in the end what's most important and who's most important to her. I saw this picture as a redemption film. Overall, that's how I viewed it. And at the time that this film was being scored, when I was writing the music, I wasn't going through anything that the main character, Lorie, goes through, but I had this sense of overwhelm. My kids, my twins, were just born. 7 music had just experienced a little bit of a little downward spiral. I guess the best way to say it, I was feeling very vulnerable. And so my kids were born in January. I was scoring this in, I think, March or April or May. It was released in May of 2011. And there was something about this music that was exactly how I was feeling. And I'm gonna play you a little clip of the opening music, the germ for which the whole score was composed. The way the composing worked, the whole game plan was that Lorie would have this music that was very acoustic, somewhere between jazz and pop, and these tinges of French classical music, or 20th century classical music like Satie in particular. It would all kind of homogenize into this sound. But the idea was that as Lorie's drug addiction started to kick in and her humanity started to wane. The music went from being very acoustic and this jazz pop amalgamation into very electronic, theoretically soulless music. I don't think electronic music is soulless, but just in this instance, that was what was happening. For the most part, you do not need to feel the way your characters do. For instance, in this particular film, I certainly didn't feel this way.
Turns out Bruce Valanche bought the angel and a bunch of other crap at some school bazaar, but they sold the angel by mistake and they made him give it back. I just hope we get there in time.
Wait, what do you mean in time?
For this film, I didn't feel this way.
No cat, but he says I'm a dead ringer for his deceased cousin.
Before dead or after?
I don't know. Let's go check the lot around the corner, huh?
And for this film, I didn't feel this way. But in Video Girl, I did feel something that translated into the music on screen. And one of the most important skills in composing is to be able to write a piece that's the character's emotions and not ours. But sometimes, like I mentioned, it seeps in. It's really the only exception I can think of. Make a comment. I would love to answer any questions you have. And please feel free to share this channel and this content with anybody. Thank you for watching Film Music Mentor. I'll see you next time.